No, not question. I thought big hands. So wow, I got a question on BSC. And stretching, huh? Okay.
No questions so far.
To satisfy customers and stakeholders in which process, business process must we accept, must we improve, must be better than others. In other words, here, or how must we learn as an employee, or learn and communicate, how after we maintain quality among employees, and how we improve these business processes here, and customer to achieve our vision, what customer needs must we serve, and that is overall theme, and we have many different of the subline items. Satisfy our what financial regulatory objective must be accomplished. ROE here with the shareholders, stock prices, and regulatory decent conservative financial reporting with the SEC, PCAOB. So we'll take a look at individual items. Now this is all the repeated item. I just gave more selected item so that you can use some of those. Performance measure under a customer perspective, customer satisfaction. What is the customer satisfaction? Satisfaction gap analysis, satisfaction versus level of importance. Satisfaction distribution, percentage of each area score, each area. Service, quality of the product, and not all customers are keepers. You know this, right? And this has to be understood in the context of ABC costing. In order to maintain one client, maybe you might be spending 60-70% of the all customer related expenses in worst case scenario. See here. So we have retain old, attract new basis, and we usually say 80-20% rule, 80% old, 20% new. So 20% new, you keep increasing your customer basis, but then the customer perspective, if you go to bank, you have a private banking, right? If you have millions of dollars or more, you have a private banking. If you have nothing but checking accounts, you have to wait on the line, right? This is the from this and ABC. They are in mixing ABC with balanced scorecard for different class of client, different class of service, different class of focus, and this has to do with. So if you look at here, objective and measure customer perspective, core increase market share. The percentage of market share can be measured, and increase customer retention. Percentage growth of business from it has to come here. Existing customers. Percentage growth of business come from existing, current, and percentage of repeating customers. Increase customer acquisition, number of new customers. Customer satisfaction. I'm sure you in accounting firm, how many new clients you want to offset? How many existing clients? Some of them will be migrate to another firm. So what percentage you are trying to hold on to existing clients? What percentage will be new clients? Law firm, accounting firm, all service, manufacturing client, customers. Customer satisfaction rating from a customer survey. You can easily do this. Online survey is easily available right now. And if you pay, you can get professional survey. Increase customer profitability. Measure will be this. Performance level. Decrease price. Price can be measured. And decrease post-purchase cost. Post-purchase cost. Product a functionality improve. Ratings from customer survey. You can improve product quality. Percentage of return can be measured here. What percentage? 1% is your goal. You got 2%, 3%, and you can delivery reliability on time, delivery percentage, aging schedule, improve product warranty, improve product improve product image and reputation, rating from customer service. So this is the objective, and this is how you measure. And what follows here, what follows third column will be what? Your target. See, this is objective, this is how you measure target. 5% increase, 5% improvement, 10% decrease, error rate. See, this is objective, measure, a target, and you can have one more column of a difference between target and actual, and then find out deviation from target. That will be a sophisticated balanced scorecard. Objective, measure, a target, variance from comparing target and actual. You can find out a deviation from target. Either way, positive and negative way. So these are general themes. We have a specific guideline, but these are general themes. You can look at the delivery time, convenience, how convenient your product service is, ease of use. Not difficult to put them together and use, as opposed to you have to hire someone else to put them together your motor. Running machine, treadmill. Quality, after sales service, cost performance. So among this, you have a number of measures, each category you can develop. Financial regulatory perspective, you have cost per unit, unfunded requirement for all project, cost of service. Well, more details here. Drivers, find drivers, revenue, cost, cash flow, net income, can tie to incentive system. Here, incentive system. Python incentive. If you achieve this, you can have the X percentage of divisional profit as a pool of money. Everybody can share that money. Can use any type of incentive like intangible psychic reward like paid leave. We can design that way. Value, but focus on the past. So this is the training. This is ex-post. So by the time you find out this, well, it's too late. So you have to look at another period, future period, to improve upon. So that is only a problem here. Past rather than future. So we say this is a trailing and lagging financial perspective, most of them. Short term, near term or mid term, and long term. We can include cash flow, reporting of earnings, risk management, cost control, revenue growth, pricing, value convenience. Now, what else do you think about here? What kind of measures we can do? Cash flow, reported earnings. Well, any financial statement, the sales per employee. For retail industry, sales for cubic square feet. That's very important in retail industry because they have to use that space efficiently. Otherwise, we are paying a lot of rent, and in big cities, so they are using a sales per square feet. It is another popular item. Sales per employee is a popular number these days. If you go to know, some companies intentionally report our sales per employee is the highest in the industry. Try to send efficient signaling that our operation is the most significant efficient. Michael? But that will be time series. In other words, how well I am doing over time, but how well I am doing across that other company. You have to compare with other guys. So what is the sales per square feet? I am better than Walmart. I am better than Target. I'm improving over 10 years, last 10 years, would that be enough? I should be better, doing better than other guys. So that's why.
Amongst your peers.
Yeah. Benchmark. You're comparing with benchmark. So any those numbers, there are many. Order backlog. This is very common number these days. Not these days, for number of years. Order backlog, which means, look, we don't have any sales problem. My customer order backlog is X million dollars. Which means we'll have less marketing cost, less selling expense because our customers are waiting for my service and my merchandise. And that order backlog will be also here, detail, here, revenue growth. If you look at here, percentage of revenue for new application, new product, revenue for new sources, product and customer, reduce cost, reduce unit product cost, reduce unit customer cost, and distribution per customer cost. This is customer perspective. If you have very tricky, challenging customers, challenging customers, they will consume most of the budget. Distribution channels, marketing, there are a couple of companies that eliminate 100% of the middle line merchant and they go to the consumer directly. This is a major issue. Asset utilization, return on investment can be ROA can be used. Internal perspective. Now, this part has to do with core management accounting and management itself. Cycle time, completion rate, workload and employee utilization, transaction per employee, errors or rework percentage. Now, number of new product innovation, number of new product versus plan. We plan 10, we introduce 8. Increase proprietary product, percentage of revenue from proprietary product. This is the only product we have. Nobody can copy. We have a patent, so nobody can copy our product. For 17 years, we will have exclusive right to produce this, and after 17 years, generic brand will come to the market. Percentage of revenue from that a proprietary product. Decrease new product development time to market from start to the finish. New product development time. Use the manufacturing, marketing, all this time. Increase efficiency that way. Operations, quality cost, and output percentage of defective units. Increase process efficiency, unit cost trend. You have to keep following over time unit cost to see whether you have the efficiency, output over, cycle time and velocity. We talk about cycle time and velocity right here. Here output, here post sales, increase service quality, first test is, and a increased service efficiency, cost trend, output input, and we also, now cycle time is the time we put to produce 1 unit of the product, cycle time. Velocity is the number of units that can be produced in given period of time. In other words, each one represents efficiency, but both of them are important to find out how efficient this operation is. And MCE is processing time over processing time, move time, inspection time, waiting time. The higher the better, because if you spend a lot of time on this, wait time, inspection time, move time, that means your manufacturing a motion line is too long. In other words, your warehouse is all the other side of the compound, and then you use the truck, you move raw material into manufacturing process. In that is the right, and then the move time, inspection time, wait time will be incorporated into this to find out manufacturing cycle. MCE. So all three of them can be measured. So the color, measure, and learning and growth, employee satisfaction, retention and turnover, training hours and resources, investment, and we all know that. And capability, information, knowledge growth, performance and reward management system. See, this performance and reward, you can lose your highest quality of employee because of the compensation system. Once they find out, and it happens in our university too. We just lost a couple of really upcoming a high quality faculty to the school across the river because it's not that that person was not getting paid enough money. Everyone else was getting similar compensation. He was frustrated. When he was performing here, he was getting paid same as unproductive member of the faculty. So when he moved to other school in across river, I think got 50% rate, 50%, almost 50%. He wasn't planning on move, but simply because of the compensation. He just said, look, I'm not going to deal with this. I'm going there and deal with the new environment, which I hate. But we offer, you can stay here as long as you want. Tenure, we give you tenure, promotion doesn't matter. I can imagine myself spending the rest of my life with this group of, this is really tricky. No matter how you design, so as an area chair, my job is, one of my jobs is to persuade productive faculty to stay. I mean, the university always asks to retain your high quality. They don't give me money to retain them, you know? They simply say, yeah, give a motivational talk, you know? Motivational talk for this generation, you know? So I said, you want to take 6 months paid leave, some time for research, and all these incentives. You know, young faculty, growing family, they need financial resources more than anything else, which I don't have to. You know, that's how I lost this couple promising faculty. But we hire equally promising faculty. The question is how long they stay there. From surveys, leadership, communication, recognition, also cultural measures from surveys. So learning and growth can be any form of this. And details, learning and growth, when you design, you can employee satisfaction rating, turnover percentage. This can be done. Turnover percentages. HR usually share this. Employee revenue, sales per employee, hours of training, 40 hours, 50 hours per year. Strategic job coverage ratio, percentage of critical job requirement fit. It is a question of which job is a critical job. Everyone will say that my job is critical. So that's why we need a consensus among the motivation alignment, suggestion for employee. Suggestion, suggestion implement per employee. How many suggestions you implement per employee? In Rutgers School of Business, not Camden campus, we got the suggestion from staff members. They have this great idea. Why don't we have a chair under the tree so that students can? We don't have. We have a campus, but we don't have a good resting area for children. So the person got $500, and we have under the tree we have a red chair, steel chair, and students enjoying those. This one, percentage of process with real-time feedback capabilities. see, it's one thing, you have a system. If you don't follow up, that's you don't, worse than you have. If you don't follow up, it's really frustrating, and you don't get any participation from operating force here. Percentage of customers face employed with online access, customer and product. So how soon you deal with this online impact? Here is online. One thing good about online is you have that time period. You can find out how many hours it took to respond to a complaint, customer comment. What I found out, they don't return this one once they don't get a response from customer department, service department. They go to Facebook, company Facebook, within an hour. Company head office contact within an hour. That's how powerful this SMS is. They don't deal with now customers. They don't deal with this customer service. They deal with SMS and data users within an hour basis. Because of the bad publicity, they just respond to right away. I see another way of this one. Now, just take a look at this one, and we talk about this loyalty, market share, customers, all this. And when you design, well, if you look at one of the these major items, that will give you additional idea. What item? Well, it includes all the manufacturing and service. And so, for example, here finance we are very familiar with finance. Operation, stock management, stock. After this, they find out, oh, EOQ is not working very well because of the availability of the inventory. Maybe we have to change from EOQ to JIT model here. Based upon this. And waste management, availability, productivity, and so this. Now, third column, measure. Why measure? To determine how effectively and efficiently process service satisfy the customer. And that's one. To identify improvement opportunities, where is the hole? Where we have to address the problem. To make decision based on fact and data. Fact and data. See why this can be just blended, with big data items. I tell you, big data is just given your coursework here, I think I don't recommend another program. You just do conference and webinar, free webinar, such as free webinar. And statistics, I don't think they use other statistics. Whatever you learn from this program is enough to follow up big data things. Translate customer expectation into goal, and quality of evaluate quality processes, track our improvement over time, focus our effort on our customers and our expression. So measurement should translate, evaluate, track, focus, and support. Ideally, the third column measure. Drill down into the system. Drill down into the success factor. Planning and objective set. Higher. Planning and objective set. Higher. You say higher here. Operational target. We have to achieve this target. Operational target. Shared by midline and operating core. Otherwise, this one up there, here, strategic and midline, and operational target, midline, and operating. And budget, you can have all this budget. I'm sure you went through all these different budget and budget variance analysis. You can use those. internal audit, continuous improvement, project management, performance management, and appraisal, reporting and leading regimes, and reward and recognition. So success, how you measure success? You can have plenty of items here. You can use. All the data now is available, internal data. As long as it's not proprietary, they will share this information. See, now we are in information superhighway, information age, knowledge innovation, empowerment, new value, and mobility. Used to be compliance. In other words, good old days, community loyalty, belonging to some contribution and social that categorize the pre-industrial ages. Obedience and output, compliance, output and work ethic, working hard in the company. That's not enough. You have to digest a information superhighway, all the information available on the web, and you have to innovate in your knowledge management. Or would you believe there is a master program on knowledge management? No. Knowledge management. How you define knowledge and knowledge management. It's a big item in corporate setting. Empowerment and a new value, the output new value added, creating value, and culture, really, not any more of this. Yes, you need work ethic, but creativity will be rewarded, not as much as hard work. Another way of looking at same cause and effect chain, objective measure, value measure, and process measure, employee measure, and all this. And you can go this way too, right? You can go this way. Top down, bottom up, you can go this way. So when you design, just think about it. Oh, would this work for our customers? Would this be acceptable to our colleagues here? And you have to look at stakeholders. You have to look at all stakeholders, internal and external stakeholders, before you sign off this and give it to all employees. Well, in Rutgers we have about 10,000 staff and 2,500 full-time faculty, 5,000 part-time faculty, 60,000 students. You just can't have a consensus. So they select the committee members and they work on this document and they publish it. This is the consensus document among that committee. So we accept as it is because that's the only way to do it. It works fine. As of today, I think strategic plain document is solid and we are moving forward. Probably we'll realize it. Better ranking and better quality output. See, how many of you watch this movie? See how he runs around without see, this is exactly what you get. If you don't know where you're going, Forrest Gump, right? Target need to be set for all measures. If you have a measure, you have to set a target here. Customer satisfaction, okay, return rate will be less than 3%, less than 5%. And should have a solid basis, give personal something for which to aim. Personal something for which to aim. If you do this, and if achieved, will transform the organization. For example, if you achieve this 80% of the time, that will change the culture and that will advance the reality. And careful not to develop measures and targets in fragmented approach. In other words, yes, we are moving together, not piecemeal by base, not a piecemeal. This is a comprehensive, coordinated, measure, moving together. Target established, responsibility of management to determine how organization should achieve score. How? You can frustrate your employee by setting standard here. This is the how. You must set the target reasonably enough to achieve. But if you set the target too low, well, that will demoralize the employee too. Oh, we are gonna be there anyway. Why bother? See the challenge? Right that above, not frustrating that much, not demoralizing, motivating the employee. You just have to be that make a fine balance. Used to determine effectiveness strategic initiatives. Leadership team develop divisions, vision, strategy, and goals, organizational objective and target, provide the leadership, endorsement, and a vision for the project, clear barriers to scorecard the process. Leadership team, that's what they have to do, leadership team. See? Top. Here, top, they have to do this one. And core team, midline, core team, draft the strategy map and scorecard. Yeah, CEO wouldn't do that. Divisional manager must do this. Work with the employee, operating core here, to develop measures supporting strategic objectives. Work with the leadership team to plan, and so they got the order from here, and then midline manager will carry order to the operating core to plan and implement guidance scorecard in the. In this case, this is a financial and accounting service division of a service company. So example I use. So this is just one division, finance and accounting service division. It can be a customer or it can be any manufacturing division. So another way of this, looking at say retail scorecard. If you choose retail company, retail customer process basket size. Yeah, they come, but how much they are spending. Mystery shoppers index, and complaints and all this, sales revenue growth, return on turnover, and a customer sales shrinkage, spoilage, and stock out business processes, and this stock out because of the poor planning of the raw material purchase, new store plan, actual opening, strategic project delivery, supply chain process time, learning and growth, absence, employee absence, establishing that mission, and a now balance cover. Anyone who can come up with this idea for your company, for customer perspective, Michael for NRG, your customer perspective, what item would you do? Utility.
Well, energy's got two things. It's got the power and it's got the utility side. We actually do have retail customers.
Retail.
So relying to, in that division, probably get complaints of
Complaints.
But that really, that'd be more PSC because, for example, Long Island, right? Delivery of power, electricity. We have a lot of like blackouts and stuff like that. That would be a major reason for a customer. So you've got a lot of customers complaining about power, you don't pick up, stuff like that.
Can you measure blackout in terms of time?
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole reason why Long Island switched to PSC. Because they're before that, yeah, they were terrible. They would get a blackout and it would stay for reliability. That's what we took. On the wholesale side, customers would be other, they may sell power to like the ISO. So that might be they lose out on the auctions to supply power.
Any other company for let's say any business or processes here, and learning and growth and customers. Financial we all know financial is of course the same. Whether this one or this one, any form. You're working. For easy one, let's do this. Easy one. Customer. For service company, manufacturing company, retail company, will have a different
Types of demand.
Mine, it would be more of a budget, right? To deal with the government as a customer. So the more of when their budgets are shrinking and this whole sequester thing, I mean, that's a huge kind of issue if you're looking forward. I mean, how much revenue you're gonna be able to generate when the customer's budgets are shrinking? Would that fall into the customer perspective?
So you are dealing with US government?
Yes.
DoD contract, right?
Yes.
It's a function of the budget they have, not
Right.
much of our part. Well, I guess all other emphasis will be much less here because we are dealing with one major customer.
Yeah, and the contracts, I mean, there's not, the contracts are big dollars, there's not really as many of them, it's not like a retail like business.
But this will be important for your operation.
The bottom one, I think,
Yeah,
would be
this
very.
one will be really important because in order to be a competitive delivery service at a budgetary constraint, I mean, this you have to be very conscientious about quality of employee. Yeah, so it's all a function of this is for university. I just got one university. This is all this financial customer. And for customer side here, human resources, university house police and the facilities. University house has a police and parking. So this is the University of California, the draw of linking together services, not the profit, not the profit. Regularly to enhance operational decision making is not a carved in the stone. We have it's a living document, ongoing process. Successful initiative assessed based upon data, not opinions. Data, not who has a louder voice. It is not. It is driven by big data. Big data. See, the reason why the Comcast, the vice president, I forgot her name, big office, she has a 60 employees in that tax department. Huge department. If they know what's in the big data, they can provide different service to the different region to minimize the tax obligation. See, timing, different types of service because different tax structure, different state has different tax. So that was really powerful, and nobody knows how to read it. They just, she said, we are just sitting on the data. And we know there's tons of information there, nobody knows how to extract them. Leading indicated to confirm accuracy of assumption. Leading indicator. Forward-looking assumption. Leading documents require regular revision of objective measures initiative to see where we are. Are we measuring the right things? What initiative do we need to get us where we want to go and have our organization goal a change? See, in other words, it is ongoing continuous improvement process where you need consensus among your participants. Otherwise, it will be another way of telling them to do what to do, because if that is the case, you are not going to achieve that strategic goal. That's the key part. Is this reasonable for this group of people? Or do we have a consensus about this? And that will be what all this. Now, process introduced on the whole industry out there, consulting industry out there. Vision and strategy, so everybody is know their target now, where they are heading. Multi-dimensional here, quantitative, qualitative, current, future, all this, internal, external, customer, employee, long-term, short-term, provide measures and methods for the improving our service, ties quality initiative together and serve as a communication tool because they are supposed to be speaking one day, one. Now, I will give you one example of direct impact of this, direct impact when you have right. Here's like just click here. This is the car manufacturing. Okay. This is car manufacturing, and it can be dealership also. Employee skills in installing options with the car. Different options with the car. Learning and growth. Employee skills, they are learning. Internal business, number of options available. That's the internal business processes. And customer satisfaction with the option. The more option customer has, they are more satisfied with the product. So the financial, if they like your product, they come back, and your financial profit will final profit will go up. So here, increase skills. Here, employee skills, you increase the skills. Skill set. Employee. Increase the skill set, employee skill in employee option. So your training and all these, and you increase the skill set of your employee, and so increase your the option. That is your strategy. Increase the option. That everybody will happy. The result will be time to install option. Time will decrease for option installation because they are getting this skill set, and then satisfaction increases at customer level. Oh, we need 2 months to install this option. 3 months. Probably they will go somewhere else. Here, with limited, reduced the resources and time, they can increase the options for the car, and then customer will be happy. And satisfaction increases. Car sold, number of cars sold increases, and contribution per car will be increases. And result, profit increase. See how the process moves. Just give different names. For this one. Here. Number of cars sold and contribution to car increase, profit increase for sure, because of the process increase. It's a simple case of car dealership or car manufacturing, where you can have the idea, basic idea. I search for study on balance scorecard research. Balance scorecard research is all questionnaire, based on questionnaire. There is no hard number to test. Oh, we are successful. They measure this abstract term with success. Their profit increased for sure. So there is no, well, that would be nice to have hands on the data, balance scorecard data with direct linkage with financial stock prices and all this. They don't disclose exact date of adoption for balance scorecard. If I know that, I can test the moment stock, the market find out adoption of balance scorecard, what percentage of stock price went up. That would be good study to do. And that means market value, balance scorecard. We don't have that adoption date, which means research, most of the research is done on balance scorecard simply questionnaire, based on questionnaire. How we are doing. Questionnaire, 10, 20 questions, and CFO, CEO, the controller, fill out, and problem is self-selection bias because out of 1,000 questionnaires, those who return when they have a new CEO, new CFO, new the controller. You know, if someone has been there for many years, they tend not to respond to this for some reason. So data is not a unbiased. And selection bias. So test even for questionnaire research, I don't know how reliable that testing is. So I think when it comes to balance scorecard, I think this is an ongoing process. This is not a final version of BSC, I can tell you, because business models change. Everything is from a on the web software side of the operation, no audit trail. There's no audit trail other than big data. Now, in addition to books of recording all these transactions, they don't have that. Now, all these big data driven decisions, and we will see quite different balance scorecard 10 years from now. Quite different. How many of you are ready to compose? Let's see, Sean. How would you?
He's ready, man. He's ready for anything back there.
Effective coffee. Just okay. So how we wanna compose? Which company you are thinking about?
I'm thinking about Disney
Disney. Wow. Which division? Overall.
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 Maybe with a focus on the theme parks because that might be a little bit more measurable as far as what their employees do and how their employees interact with their guests.
That would be interesting. Service company. I think learning and growth would be really important.
Well, they have the Disney Institute, so how they focus on what they do,
Oh.
and they do that so well, but they actually now train other companies into doing what they do.
See, learning and growth. It's a service. If you don't have a good service, that's the end of the service process.
And it's really depend on the industry because I believe because Comcast University, they spend a lot of money on customer service, but that's still the worst customer service considered in Cleveland.
Can you imagine they don't have a Comcast University that will collapse.
Yeah, but sometimes they spend tremendous money
Uh-huh.
on just customer service,
Uh-huh.
and what they implement now to improve customer service. So basically, every individual group, don't matter either that's financial group or engineers, right? So it's kind of like they get together and they take opinion from the employee. What do you think it should be improved as far as customer service? Because we're all using service and gathering this information, but then each group has to learn certain projects or certain, to kind of present the company in better way. Also, what they start doing, like if, for example, your friend or your relative has any problem with Comcast, then you can provide like one card with code, and like that person can call and expedite, any issue. But the problem is that's still they kind of get the same, like VIP access. So, they kind of work on improvement, and also the new assignment for this year to improve customer service. Every employee has to listen at least, like once whole day. You have to be on the phone and listen to the customer service, and to make a note if you think the customer service like the weakest part and like the strongest part, so you have to know it and you have to report.
Well, it's a problem with oligopoly. It's not monopoly, but it's close to oligopoly. Two, three firms are dominating the market. And customer service, that's a good point. That's when I switched from Comcast to Verizon for internet access, they were not kind. I stopped by and just, I've been with Comcast for more than 10 years, but the process of transition was really challenging. Any other company, that's a good point. Do you think we are here looking at this diagram, and do you think you can improve, changing your mind and how to design your balance?
Honestly, I think I guess it's a publicity because basically Verizon has the same problem as Comcast does, but Comcast is most likely on the news constantly versus Verizon. So because I know a lot of people having Verizon has the same complaint as Comcast and vice versa. So, but to improve,
Well, I gotta tell you, this is an anecdote from my own personal experience. I've had issues with Verizon. And and this is also from 10 years ago, I had issues with Comcast. I will never, ever, ever use Comcast again because it was so horrible. When I've had issues with Verizon, it does get resolved. It's not perfect.
Yeah, I know. I've heard like a lot of them, and like I know that especially in 2015, that was their goal to improve customer service. And like we've been so busy with our transition, but they assigned to each employee to participate to improve customer service. So like we have this like meetings, like that you have to discuss and like give suggestions, so you can't just like be in the meeting and be silent. So you kind of have to participate. So
See, what you're saying is out of full perspective, you're mentioning part of customer perspective. So all three of them, this one should be equally, designed in this one. This one of them is a customer.
Question.
Yeah.
How about, you asked me about customer. I'm thinking about internal services. All right. One of the big things that there was pounding the door, and I want to see if it would be acceptable to implement this into a school plan. The effectiveness of the accounting department. Hear me, right? There are a couple of things we're always measuring. We measure on number of days to close. Right? Remember that we have something called the top side, which is basically an entry later on down the line as you go through the system before you're done. If you make a mistake and there's some major mistake, you have to do this top side. And you have to do all a bunch of, you know what they are? You have to do all types of internal control questionnaires. Why'd you do it? Why would it? So that's an effective one. We have a lot of those as a question. And then finally, if you do something really good, you have a mistake. Like I saw PSEG, long-term debt was not, the portion of it was, it wasn't recategorized short term. And the orders found that a mistake. So in the scorecard, could I have that because, timeliness and reliability and relevance of that information, for management to make a decision is important. And if we give them stuff that's really there quickly, but it's wrong, that's not good.
It
Right?
can be part of an internal process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if we give them stuff that's perfect, but it's long gone, they could have bought something. Yeah, so could that be implemented in school?
Yeah, of course, if you have the strategy and goal and measure, target and variance, you can have these whole metrics. Of course, that's the part of the internal process.
So it's gotta be like internal.
Yeah.
Management.
Yeah.
Back in the days, I was the Panasonic.
Brian, accounting firm. What is your general view on are you using balance scorecard? No?
No.
Or what other management systems? No system? Small firm?
Yeah, small firm, we have performance reviews, on a semi-annual basis, but.
That's only lagging.
Yeah.
The other half of the part is a meeting, and performance measurement is too late to go back and change. You
Mhm.
just have how are you gonna implement this into? Remember Lana, the previous the CPA here working for. She composed and she gave it to a managing partner. They adopt that with a little revision. Accounting from small scale. You think you can adopt this into internal processes, custom clients, learning and growth, CPA, the training and all this.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
See, you need this in order to grow making balance, because that will reduce the turnover, and learning and growth will be really important for you because you need to deliver quality service to your clients. Yeah, target. Matt,
Same thing. I think I'm gonna do my firm.
your firm,
Yeah.
which is, again,
Accounting firm.
Accounting firm.
Same here. Yeah.
you don't have any,
What's that?
you don't have this right now?
No, it's a small firm. So I don't know. I might focus on just like one area. I don't know if it's just like maybe just do like the tax, accounting side, or maybe just do the payroll, or just you know, do the auditing department, I don't know, I'll probably focus on one of
Yeah,
them.
you can narrow down, So audit client, you can measure tax client, tax return,
Right.
even better. So set the target and measure the BSC for university, hospital, manufacturing, retail, service, any kind of more. How, based upon our discussion today, how would you design your balance scorecard? Which company you?
Well, I'm at Merrill right now, so, yeah, so I'm in the International Business Wealth Management Department, so we work with a lot of different overseas markets, as well as US, but our business is more overseas. I guess we have different, obviously, divisions. For my particular division, since so many people are involved in terms of international, definitely customer satisfaction is on top. A lot of times we have like a language barrier at times because we do deal with a lot of people who English isn't their first language, so especially my region. So, and then aside from that, we have a lot of options, I guess, too, because we have, you know, maturities and fixtures that people deal with. We deal with the stock market as well. So, you know, if people come to us and they say, you know, we have a certain amount of money, we want to invest it, we kind of give them advice as to where to go. So.
How you measure performance evaluation for each employee?
That we don't have a balanced scorecard as of right now. We do get evaluated on a yearly basis.
Based on what?
It's based on basically customer satisfaction, you know, coming into work on time, things along those lines, you know, approving requests. The request can be, you know, it can be either personal for business reasons, you know, somebody needs a loan. If we, you know, approve it and we weren't supposed to approve it based on their account, there's like certain thresholds you have to meet. Your account has to be in like good standing based on, you know, how much money you have in your account, how much money you have taken out. So all these factors consider into your performance evaluation, and you know, I guess you know, if you make mistakes, that's always not a good thing. But you know, what do you do to correct those mistakes and to get money back? Because the main goal for Merrill is to make money. So.
Well, I can see how you can design a balance scorecard.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I actually started working on it last week,
Yeah.
but I kind of wanted you to do this slide presentation, so I kind of get a more.
Yeah, well, you have a sample balance scorecard posted in your software.
Yeah,
so you can take a look at, and with this, you have enough of resources. Anyone for idea for how you what company are you?
I'm not working on it now, but in the previous working in this class for the nonprofit, we did do a presentation, and I think mine was related to a nonprofit organization, mentioning how they service children, the elderly, families, all that, and one of their, they do have a strategy officer. I think he's the only person that does strategy in the whole organization, and they are looking to implement something to that effect. I don't think that they have the concept of a balanced scorecard. They do have a dashboard, and to that effect, I see that we deal with bigger companies, and sometimes that the application of this would be just to one department. In this case, ideally you want to apply for the entire organization, but there might not be resources, and by resources I mean personnel with the understanding and time to implement a program-wide initiative. Can this be implemented as a pilot, and let's say pick a type of service that they do, go about doing that, and then train the trainers so they can train those people to help with the remainder of the program. That's
Yeah, what Stanley Kaplan interview with FMC chairman, the article I posted, they did the pilot basis first. See, they don't want to change the whole thing at once. So the chairman says, oh, we did this pilot basis, and we expanded this program across the company. That's the best way to do it, because you don't want to implement from top down. Everyone has to follow at once. you do choose one division, one part, and then, watch how they implement it and process. And then the other department, related department. Hospital, you say?
No, it's a nonprofit called Queens Community House. They provide daycare centers, and they provide elder care, and home care, and then families and education for people in Queens.
Mm-hmm.
So they have several programs, and
There are many different measures you can use. I mean, the customer, the client served, per client stays, the number of days, and what kind of care they have. You can classify all this, and then you can have different target and measures.
and it's probably that way because there's not a common thread among those. You're not gonna measure elder care compared to children. There's gotta be something relatively different. So that's why they call it pilot. I think it makes sense for them also.
Good. See, I see. I am expecting the 15 billion balance for the presentation next week. I can't wait. What kind of creativity and ideas you can bring onto the table. This, I'll post this to your site. I'll post this to your today's presentation. Okay. Yesterday I got an email from Rocker's on the Center for Education Center. I got 3 course evaluation results from 15 students. So this is very low. 3 out of 15. So,
We have until next week to decide.
no, tonight.
Oh, it's tonight.
Tonight.
I thought
For
it said
course
before.
evaluation for this course or the other course?
So this one.
Ah,
It's tonight. Midnight tonight.
here's my
Okay.
evaluation.
Not midnight. 11:59. They say. So I said, look, they have one more day. So don't worry about it. I tell you this time. But if I get 3, 4, I don't know. See, this is how we improve our teaching. Honest feedback on the quantitative, terms. So I will give you 10 minutes while I go wash my hands. 10 minutes. If you didn't turn in the course evaluation, this is time you can do it. So at least 10 evaluation, I can say, look, they are busy. I mean, look, 10 out of 15 is good. 3 out of 15, I can